Today we'll be having the cycle 1 of writing in connection and continuation to the cycle 1 that we had about reading chart. Today we're going to apply understanding charts in the context of writing, in the hopes that at the end of this lesson, you will polish and enhance your writing skills. Okay? Professional and academic writing for this course will target two skills. Yung una is short answer in terms of writing. So, tatanungin kayo and there's a short answer. That in that note, it is describing diagrams. And the other one is the extended answer, which is more lengthy than the short answers, which requires you to write essays. Okay? The first few sessions for writing will focus on the short answer by describing the diagrams or describing the charts that we had. And let me help you to enhance your writing skills via this lesson. Let me read to you the lesson objectives of today. Number 1 is to name some different types of charts. Number 2 is to produce 2 to 3 comprehensive and cohesive paragraphs describing a chart. Number 3 is to self-edit a descriptive paragraph based on a rubric. And number 4 is to apply corrections to a draft and revise a written output. Let me also present the lesson targets. To name the different kinds of diagrams used in reports and presentations, to identify the terms important in describing diagrams, to write 2 to 3 paragraphs about 150 words describing a diagram, and to reflect and list the kind of comprehension skills that you need to work on. I have here a pre-activity. Now, since this is online, I just want you to have a sheet of paper and I want you to identify what graphs are being illustrated in here. We have discussed this during our face-to-face. So I want you to identify this for 5 minutes. You may pause this video and after 5 minutes or once you're done, please continue. In foreign language or in this class, writing is not just about being able to use words and being or having vocabularies to express and describe, but also to be able to interpret and analyze visual presentations and representations like graphs and charts. Now, I have here another activity in continuation to what you had, no, using the same paper. I want you to draw the things that are indicated in each of the letters. Okay, I want you to draw it on the space provided. You have 5 minutes to do it. You may pause this video and go back after you're done. Assuming that you're done, let's develop your writing skills. While you're listening, I want you to underline important information or note important details about describing charts. When describing a chart, the first paragraph usually gives information about the chart, the data it includes, as well as its main points. In continuation dun sa ginawa natin noong face-to-face na understanding charts with an application of your reading skills, ngayon naman ay writing skills. So, tuturuan ko kayo or I will teach you on how to interpret graphs through writing or charts through writing. Kapag nagde-describe na tayo ng chart, kailangan yung unang paragraph natin na ginagawa ay nagbibigay ng information tungkol saan yung chart. Okay? Ano ba yung data na meron sa chart? Anong klaseng chart ba ito? Ano ba yung main points ng chart or na dinidiscuss ng chart? Okay, so number 1, you need to state the title of the chart. Okay, in describing these. Okay, you can see phrases here that you may use. For example, the pie chart is about these and that. The bar chart deals with these and that. Okay, the line graph shows the trend in the tourism industry in Boracay from 2020 to 2025. The slices of the pie chart compares the number of foreign and local tourists that visits Baguio City in the whole year of 2024. The chart is divided into parts. The first part is about the ages of the tourist who visits Cebu. And the other part shows the year when they have visited, for example. So, this should be the content of your paragraph when you describe or interpret visual data, such as charts or graphs. Next, number two is you have to look at the time frame. Kung makikita nyo, madalas, no, meron niyang equivalent time. Katulad ng example natin kanina, yung dami ng turista na nagpupunta sa Boracay halimbawa from 2020 to 2025. So makikita mo doon kung tumaas ba or bumaba ba. Okay? So you have to describe that also. Okay? Tignan mo, tapos na ba? Okay? Kung tapos na yan, of course, it should be described in past tense. Okay? So you have to indicate or the manner you narrate should be in the past tense. Okay, the data in 2025 showed that there is an increase in the tourism and hospitality industry in the Philippines, for example. So the manner na describe mo yon ay past tense na kasi nangyari na siya. Okay, what if it's happening now? Then it should be in present tense. Okay, what if the data is about the projection, okay, future progression of the hospitality and tourism industry, or future projections of the number of tourists who will visit Boracay in 2026. So kung hindi pa siya nangyayari, it should be future tense, no? So, for example, the data shows the increase of the number of tourists who will visit Boracay in 2025. So, ginamit mo yung future tense. Specifically by using the simple future tense will, which indicates that there will be an increase in the percentage of tourists who visits Boracay in 2026 na hindi pa nangyayari ngayon kasi nga projected pa lang. Okay? So, you have to look at the time frame as being described visually in the table that you are interpreting. Okay? Is it present? Is it in the past? Is it in the future? Okay? The second paragraph describes naman the number or trends you can see. So, kung kanina sa first paragraph, you're just stating that it's just an overview. So now you are asked to interpret or to describe what you see, the content, the numbers, the trends that you can see in the given visuals or in the given chart or tables, for example. So you use the data from the chart na nakikita mo to, and also you have to mention what happens to the individual data. Tumaas ba siya? Bumaba ba siya? May changes ba? Anong ibig sabihin ng changes na yon? And then talk about the relationship of the data. Kung bumaba yon, anong ibig sabihin? Kung tumaas naman ito, anong ibig sabihin? Okay? You have to group your ideas together and go through them one at a time. Okay? So, you can use the name of the parts, no? So, syempre may mga parts yan. Halimbawa, yung vertical axis, it shows the increase, for example, of the sales in terms of millions, for example, or thousands. And then, yung horizontal axis naman, it presents the year. So, pwede mong i-describe yung horizontal axis which depicts the years, and the vertical or yung patayong axis which indicates the increase or the decrease in sales para ma-describe yung chart na yon. Okay, tumaas ba yung sale, bumaba ba yung sale sa taon na to, sa taon na yan. Okay, another would be, syempre, how about the other types of graphs? So, ganun din, kung curve ito, ano yung ini-illustrate ng curve, tumaas ba, bumaba ba yung dami ng bumovisit na tourist sa Boracay, for example. Anong ibig sabihin ng solid line? Anong ibig sabihin ng shaded area? Okay? Or colored segment or red bar. These are examples of the prompts that you may use, but you may tailor it on your own as long as it is appropriate. Now, let's give another example. Okay, how would you describe bar graphs and line graphs? Basically, bar graphs have groups or categories in the x-axis and the numbers on the y-axis. Yun yung sinasabi ko kanina na vertical and horizontal. Okay? This allows you to compare statistical data from largest to smallest, highest to lowest, no, between the difference of groups or categories. No, line graphs have points. Okay, kung si bar graph ay may group or categories, ito namang line graph ay mga points on a grid na pinakita na natin during our face-to-face classes that are connected to show changes or trends. It's either an increase or decrease in trends. Katulad ng example natin kanina, no? About the trends in the tourism and hospitality industry in the Philippines, for example, no? Kung bumaba or tumaas. It can show relationships between objects, numbers, and dates also. Okay? Katulad ng example natin kanina. Question is, paano mo sila i-describe or paano ka gagawa ng written interpretation analyzing these graphs or charts. So, here are few suggestions that you can use. Number one, you can use verbs. No? Maraming example ng verbs na in-indicate ko dyan, you may use it. It depends. No? Kung tumaas ba or bumaba ba yung data, you may use synonyms. For example, rise, increase, go up, climb, boom, peak, for example. And adjectives would be best in describing these data. Okay? Sharp increase, rapid decrease, huge or dramatic increase in terms of sales, considerable decrease, significant improvement, slight decrease, small, minimal, massive, etc. You can also use adverbs also. So, basically adverbs are words that modify verbs, adjectives, or other adverbs. At paano natin siya magagamit, no? In chart descriptions, adverbs are commonly used to describe the manner, the speed, or the extent of change na pinipresent doon sa data, no? So, pwede nyong gamitin itong mga adverbs na ito, dramatically, rapidly, hugely, etc., etc. Depende sa data na meron tayo or meron kayo or ini-interpret ninyo. Another would be adverbs to describe the speed or of a change, katulad din nung sinabi natin kanina sa adverbs. Now, I have given you some tips on how you will write. Basically, the target for today is you to write and interpret the charts or the given charts. So what you have to do to develop your writing skills is to have this practice tests. Writing short response by individual tasks, since we have the cycle of writing one today. Okay? I have here a graph. Okay? And I want you to write a 2 to 3 paragraph description of the chart that shows the amount of money on two types of gadgets. So we've discussed on how to do it. So I want you to follow the guidelines that I've given to you using 2 to 3 paragraph long description interpreting or writing about the graph. Now, I want you to pause this video for 20 minutes. I want you to timer yourself for 20 minutes and do the activity. After 20 minutes, go back to this video lecture for further instruction of the next activity. Assuming that you had your 20 minutes writing, now I want you to compare the draft or your writing to the sample summary lifted from the session source. So I will be presenting the sample summary interpretation of what I have asked you to write about. Okay? And I want you to honestly compare your work to the sample interpretation. Here is the interpretation. Now, I want you to evaluate your work in comparison to this interpretation that I have given to you. I want you to list 3 things that are the same between your summary and the sample summary. Okay, magbigay kayo sa akin ng 3 bagay na parehas doon sa ginawa ninyo at dito sa present kong sample. Hindi kailangan na sobrang parehas. Okay? It has to be that the thought is similar. As long as the thought is similar, okay, hindi naman literal. So, I want you to list 3 as long as the thought or the meaning is there. After that, I want you also to list 3 things na magkaiba doon sa summary ninyo at doon sa sample summary. Okay? I want you again to list 3 things kung kanino parehas ay yung iba naman. Okay? Yung nagkaiba ka ng interpretation dun sa binigay ko sa yung sample or sa inyong sample. Next, for number 3, I want you to list 2 things that you must improve when writing description or summaries of charts in comparison to the sample interpretation that I have given to you and to your draft or to your work. Ano yung bagay na kailangan mo pang i-improve considering questions number 1 and 2 upon the comparison of your work and the presented work here or analyzed work here. And number 4, I want you to rewrite your summary. Yung draft mo, gusto ko i-rewrite mo at i-include mo yung mga information na wala, okay, or kulang by using the data that I have presented in the sample summary. Okay? Pag nagawa mo na yon, na-edit mo na, na-polish mo na, rewrite it again, and then submit it sa ating website. Okay? If you have questions, feel free to ask me. That is for another 15 minutes for self-evaluation. So you have 15 minutes for self-evaluation, 20 minutes for the writing of the short response. So that is an equivalent or all in all 35 minutes. Do not forget to complete the answers on this activity, on activity 4 and 5. Okay? And if you're done, I want you to submit it into our Google website. Also, I want you to submit also activity 1, those the pre-assessment for the bar graph, histogram, pic, etc., etc., and the activity 2 where I asked you to draw. Okay, so all in all, you have 3 activities for today. The identification of the name of the graphs presented in the pre-assessment, the drawing for different kinds of parts of the graph, and lastly, yung pinaka-written output ninyo. Okay, containing all of its part. I will also allot or give the rubric. I will present it now. It's in your screen. So this is how you will be graded. Make sure that it is complete. Okay, that your activity, all of the parts of it are complete before submission. So you will be graded using this rubric on interpreting bar graphs. Okay? If you have any questions, feel free to ask me and I'll be very happy to assist you. This has been Sir Don and thank you so much.